Cancer, and welcome to my channel, Purposesoul Mystic. This is going to be your 2021 reading, and please note that this is a general reading and it may not resonate with all of you, but take what applies and let the rest fly. And feel free to look at your moon, rising, and Venus signs to get a well-rounded view of what 2020 may have in store for you. If you don't know what those signs are, I'll leave a link in my description box where you can go and find your moon, rising or ascendant, and Venus signs. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to use the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck to pull. I'm going to do it by quarters. So I'm going to pull a card from this deck for each quarter and then add tarot. But before I get started, I want to invite you to subscribe to the tribe by hitting that red subscribe button and making it gray for me, and the notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. And feel free to give me a thumbs up. It helps me tremendously, and I thank you so much for doing that. Also, I wanted to tell you about my Patreon. I've started a Patreon, and I have 3 tiers. And some of the things that you can get by subscribing to my Patreon are things such as free pick-a-pile readings that will be live in Patreon for patrons only, as well as questions in the chat. Like, I'll go live and you may put a question that you want to know information on in a chat, and I'll pull cards to answer that, as well as a free smudge kit depending on which tier you subscribe to. You'll get a free smudge kit from me, and also discounts on personal readings with me from 15% off to 25% off, depending on which tier, birthday shout-outs, and many other things. So the link will be in my description box. Check it out and see which tier that you would like to join. I've already cleansed the space, pre-shuffled the cards as to save time in the video, and I'll go ahead and get started. Now, I'll pull one of these unless Spirit wants to add more than one for each quarter, and then I'll add tarot to each quarter to get what you may expect in 2021. And I say may because you have free will, as well as the other people that may be involved, to do as they want to. But this is a general reading to let you know what may be coming your way. So I'll go ahead on and cut the deck and start pulling what energies we have for each particular quarter for you. Starting with the first quarter. Spirit team, talk to me. First quarter for Cancer for 2021. Tell me what the energy is for the first. Thank you. So, for the first quarter 2021 Cancer, we have pleasure. Who doesn't like pleasure? Let's go for the second quarter. Spirit team, talk to me about pleasure. About second quarter 2021 for Cancer. Thank you. So they gave me 2 for the second quarter, and they are embracing and inner peace. Okay. And the third quarter for Cancer Spirit Team 2021. What do you have? What say you for the third quarter for Cancer for 2021? It's July, August, September. Thank you. Oh, 2 cards again. We have thriving. And solitude. Getting those nuggets from Spirit to help you thrive. So let's see about the fourth quarter for 2021 for you, Cancer. Thank you. And for the fourth quarter, October, November, December, we have flow. That saying where they say, let go and let God, popped into my head. So we're going to add some tarot. And we'll start with the first quarter of pleasure. And I'm using my Lightseers deck. Let's see about the first quarter for pleasure for you, Cancer. If you haven't already, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. Tell me, Spirit Team, what do we have for pleasure for 2021 first quarter for Cancer? Thank you. 3 cards, please. One more. Oh, no. You gave me 4 already. Okay. So what we have is the 10 of Swords. The King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Judgment, Major Arcana. And the Hermit. Major Arcana, Virgo energy. Okay, Cancer. So what I see so far is that you may have, there's an ending, there's a healing to maybe possibly some kind of betrayal that happened to you. And you may have released it and let it go. This King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, this kind of energy is very matter of fact, very direct, very blunt. It's about the facts, it's about the truth, it's about clarity, it's about knowledge and intellect. I call the King of Swords Dr. Spock, if you ever watch Star Trek. This is Dr. Spock kind of energy. It's not about the emotions where Cancerians normally are, but it is about what can be proven. And then Judgment. This is a divine energy. Major Arcana, they're divine energies, and this is an awakening. This is about some kind of illumination that the divine is giving you. Some kind of revelation, some truth, some clarity. I just heard the word purpose. I'm Purposesoul Mystic, so it wouldn't be surprising that I heard purpose. Purpose. And then the Hermit is in solitude, and that's where you go into solitude, and you go into your high consciousness, and you get nuggets from the 3D. You get illumination about where you're supposed to go, about your path, particularly your spiritual path. So it's like the divine has called you, has awakened you, has shaken you, and has revealed to you the path in which you should go. And the thing about it is that this path is something that has always been in you, because this is a divine energy. It has always been in you. You've always, well, Cancers are very intuitive and spiritual anyway. You may have been on a path that you really couldn't let that side of you shine. And the divine, particularly in this age of Aquarius, is awakening that in you and calling you on that path. That path could be something to do with healing. It could be something to do with revelation. It's like this whole new paradigm shift with the age of Aquarius is tapping into your spiritual giftings And like the divine is stirring that in you. It's like on the major, in the traditional tarot, you have the angel Gabriel blowing a trumpet, wakening you up from your stupor. And it's like, wake up. This is what I'm calling you to do at this particular time. It's like waking you up out of being asleep and tapping into that spiritual part of you, which may have been asleep, but now is the time for that thing to awaken in you. Now the world is ready for that part of you, and you're in hermit mode where you're tapping into your higher consciousness and getting enlightenment, and where you can see clearly what your path is. It's an awakening, and it's a pleasure to you, Cancer, because that's where you reside. A very intuitive sign, a very spiritual sign, and now the divine is calling you to walk in that particular path, to show that side, whereas before it may have been hidden. People may not have known that part of you. Maybe in the job that you do, they have no idea how spiritual, how intuitive you are. But now the divine is calling you to show that side of you, because the world needs it. And it's a pleasure to you because that is a significant part of your being. Very intuitive, very spiritual, and a very significant healing energy that in the world right now is very much needed. And so it's like the divine is calling on you and pulling on you to share that particular side of yourself, because it's needed right now in this time. I'm going to clarify for you, Cancer, the King of Swords. Tell me, Spirit, thank you, about the King of Swords, okay. For Cancer, okay, all those. Yeah, it gave me 5 cards, looks like, for the King of Swords. Alright, so we have, the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. That's a couple right there. Then we have the Two of Swords. Indecision. Oh, we got 6 cards. Okay. Then we have the Hermit again. Major Arcana, Virgo energy. Knight of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, and the Three of Swords. Okay, ooh, that was a lot for the King of Swords. I just heard the merging of divine feminine and masculine energy with that couple there. And Cancer, you're hearing the call, but you're at indecision about the call. You're in indecision about the call because you are not sure whether this is the path that you should take, whether it will sustain you in the 3D, whether the rent will still get paid, whether, all your bills will still get paid if you take this path. Yes, this is what you want to do, but then you're like, Cancers need stability and security. And so you are at indecision about whether this is the path that you should take, even though it would bring you pleasure. But you're like, will it take care of you? And so you go into solitude to seek your higher self, your soul, to seek the divine about whether this is a path that you should take. And you come out enlightened. You come out with enlightenment to where you can see the path clearly. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Knight of Wands. Wands are very passionate and creative and go-getters, and they go after what they want. The thing about the Knight of Wands... Oh. Okay. Cancer, you're in indecision because you are unsure whether this is something that is sustainable over a period of time, or whether it's a quick hit and go. Hit and go. Whether it's going to be, whether it's sustainable, whether it's something that is something quick that you just want to do and you have passion and creative, and whether it's on fire, and whether you want to, and whether it's just a quick thing, or whether it's something that's sustainable over the long haul. That's where your indecision is. It's like, is this something that you can continue to do going forward, or is this just something that's quick and over with as quickly? Is there longevity in it? Is this something that can sustain you? Or will it end in heartbreak? Are you romanticizing this thing? Like, is it something that's just in your head and you just want to... This is something, if you lived in a perfect world, that you could actually make a living off of this thing. Whether... excuse me, I had to take a drink. Whether this is something that is just for the moment, whether this is something sustainable, whether this is a love thing, this is a passion thing, this is something that you could spend your life doing, or is it going to end in heartbreak? But the thing about it, Cancer, is what I see is this is a divine call. This is absolutely a divine call. Yet you're stuck in your head in indecision about whether this is the direction you should go in. Whether this is something that you should leave whatever you're doing, which you feel like is stable. Even though it may not be something that is your passion, but it's stable. It pays the bills. It keeps the roof over your head. It keeps food on your table. It keeps gas in your car. But it's not really what you feel like you're called to do. So you're like pulled between, in your mind, whether I should leave the security and stability for something that, whatever, it pays the bills, versus something that you are very passionate about and feel that it is your call. But you're like, if I do this thing, and what I'm feeling, Cancer, is that this may be a spiritual call. It may not be, going to a particular job and clocking in, doing your 8 hours and clocking out, but it's something that will heal or uplift the greater good, the collective, and you don't know, or you feel insecure about whether this move will pay the bills and keep you financially secure and stable. Even though it's something that would give you great pleasure and what you feel like you're called doing, but you are unsure of whether this thing will keep you financially stable. Let's look at Judgment. What is the divine calling you? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So, clarifying judgment, we have another major arcana, the Justice card. Major arcana, Libra energy. The Nine of Wands. And the Ten of Swords. Yeah, so Cancer, you're battling within yourself. Justice is here to balance the scale. See, like the divine needs you to do what's in you to do. What the divine has put into you to do. Which is possibly of a spiritual nature. And justice is there to bring that equality and that balance and that harmony to what you're doing. And you're at that position where you are unsure. It's like you have been battling, you have been fighting, you have been pressing forward in whatever it is you're doing, and you're tired. But I have a friend who is a business mentor who said this to me, and I had never heard it before. He said, you are 3 feet from gold. And that's what I see with the Nine of Wands with you. Because the Ten of Wands is an ending. Nine of Wands is, I have been pressing and I have been pressing and I am tired and I'm exhausted. But yet I still stand. And not realizing that you are 3 feet from gold. Don't give up. And then we have the Ten of Swords. What I see with that, Cancer, is that you may have taken a chance before. Like you may have taken the fool's journey and you just took a chance on something. You took a risk and it didn't pan out. And the sting of that thing is still with you. It is still with you. So you keep the divine is speaking to your spirit, is speaking to your soul, saying, look, this is where I need you. This is what I've created you to do. This is the call and the purpose that I have for you in the earth, globally at this particular time. But the sting of some past incident where you took a chance before is still with you. And you felt like you failed, or that it wasn't successful, or that it didn't sustain you. And you're causing it to keep you from making that decision. I'm sitting here looking at heartbreak and looking at the Ten of Swords. Like something failed in the past, and you still carry that failure with you. But the divine is here saying, I have called you to do this. I need you at this particular time, age of Aquarius. And the karma, justice, the karma that you had before. You are 3 feet from gold. Fuck what happened in the past. Those were lessons that you had to learn. But I'm here, the divine. But I'm here, and I'm calling you now for such a time as this. You're almost there. You're 3 feet from gold. Do not give up. What's in the past is in the past. Let's see about this Hermit. Because you're going inside. Because you're getting all kinds of synchronicities. Whether it is angel, okay, there it goes on the floor. Whether it is angel numbers. Whether it is somebody saying something that you recently heard and you're hearing it again. Or whether it is a dream that you had. But that sting of what you felt like was failure before is in your spirit. And it's, oh gosh, all those. Okay. They like to throw cards on the floor for me for some reason. Alright. Page of Wands, clarifying the Hermit. Some kind of new creative, something that the divine is calling you to. It's enthusiasm. It's something new and exciting and creative and passionate. Something that you want to do. That's always been in you to do. Woo! Okay. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. I look at this card. Look at this card, Cancer. That is a money tree. There are pentacles on the tree. You have planted seeds to be able to do what it is that your soul desires to do. And planted seeds, and there's a money tree in it. There's a money tree. There are pentacles on the tree. They're not apples. They're not oranges. There are pentacles on it. That is money. That is 3D comfort. So you've been manifesting this and waiting on the manifestation of those pentacles. Then we have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Star. Major Arcana Aquarius energy. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Major Arcana. Okay. So you're in solitude, hermit mode. And you've got some kind of new idea that you are passionate about. And it may not be new. It may be something that you've been carrying in your spirit all along, but you felt like it wasn't practical. Or it wasn't something that you felt like could sustain you. But you still always held out hope that you'd be able to do this thing. And it's a money tree. But then we have the Seven of Wands here where you're defending something, you're protecting something. And Cancers love security and stability. And you feel like, even though this is something that I always wanted to do, I feel like I was called to do it, I feel like I was meant to do it, I was put here in the earth to do it. That security, that need for security and stability is preventing you or is holding you up. It's giving you a hiccup. Because whatever you're doing now, your lights are on, your rent or mortgage is paid, your car note is paid, you can afford to, go out to eat, buy you some clothes, whatever. And so it's not easy for you to give up because of your love for security. But here we have the Star. Aquarius energy. And we just had the great conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter. The closest that they've been since the 1400s. 0.01 degrees from each other to form the great conjunction, and it's in Aquarius. And I say about Aquarius is a humanitarian sign. It's about the greater good. It's about rebellion. It's about revolt. But all of that is for the greater good of humanity. And what you have in you, Cancer, the healing that you have in you, this star is about healing. Having gone through something and come out on the other side, whole, complete, healed, optimistic, hopeful for the future, faith, all of that the world needs, particularly in the state that it is now with this pandemic going on. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Another major arcana. It is turning in your favor. I say it is turning in your favor because the cards that are surrounding it. So you are fearful of losing your stability and security. But being who you are, who the divine has created you to be, what the divine is calling out of you to manifest into the world right now with this paradigm shift, you will be well taken care of. You will be well taken care of. if you decide to be who it is that you are called to be. And I say this because I know. I am a Cancer sun. I was a banker. I was a manager of a branch. Okay? And nobody that I worked with knew this spiritual side of me because I was not in the atmosphere where that could be used. But I always wanted to tap into that spirit because that's where I'm comfortable, is the spirit. And I know that I'm a healer. And so I couldn't do that there. I quit. I quit to do this. By faith. And knowing that I'm doing at this particular time what the divine has called me to do. And yes, it took a lot of introspection. It took a lot of solitude. It took a lot of meditation and a lot of prayer and a lot of listening. Because I like security too. I like to know that I have money covering this and that. But at the same time, I also know that I'm finally doing what I'm called to do at this particular time in the earth. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor because you can provide healing to those in your sphere of influence. Let's look at inner peace and embracing. Alright, Spirit Team, what do you have for Cancer first? Inner peace, second quarter of 2021. Embracing and inner peace. Oh, okay, thank you. Whoa, that was 3. 1 on the 4, of course. We have the 6 of Wands, inner peace and embracing, second quarter 2021. We have the High Priestess. This is Major Arcana, Piscean, and Cancer energy. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. So Cancer, what I see is, if and when you make the decision to do what's in your soul to do, what the divine has called you to do, there will be victory. And you will be at peace at what you're doing. With the High Priestess here, again, very intuitive. She goes into the 5D to get the wisdom and the nuggets that she needs to navigate the life in the 3D. She's mysterious, she's a keeper of secrets, all of that. But the thing is, Cancer, in this particular paradigm shift, that you are a messenger to those who don't navigate into the 5D and get that wisdom and nuggets from the spirit realm to bring down here into the 3D to help them navigate their lives. And the thing about it, and I've experienced it since I've taken this, the 5 of Pentacles talks about being excluded. Being, quote unquote, left out in the cold. And that happened to me when I took this path, where people have separated from me. Whether it's social media or personally or whatever. But they've been replaced by those who are awakened. And so you may be wondering how your current associations, friendships, relationships may be affected by you making this change. May be affected. But what happens is, those who are not on the same vibration as you are, they may leave. But then those who are on the same vibration, they attach themselves to you. So it's like your tribe changes. And you embrace that change. But people who are on the same vibration as you are higher. Because the people who were attached to you before cannot go where you're going. They're not prepared to go where you're going, and that's okay. But then there are those who are on the same vibration as you that will attach themselves to you or higher to bring you higher or to support you where you are. And you will find inner peace, and you will be embracing that new soul tribe. Those new inner spirits, and those new kindred spirits. So let's go to the third quarter, where it says solitude and thriving. Talk to me, Spirit Team, about the third quarter. Thank you. Whoa, okay. Okay, we already got 3. 2 of them fell on the floor. Okay. So we have Justice, Major Arcana, Libra energy. The King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Wow. And the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Cancer, this is you. Whether male or female, this energy is go-getter. This energy is charismatic. It is magnetic. You attract people to you. You go after what you want, and you usually get it. You are attractive. You are sensual. People are drawn to you. That thriving, and it is good because you are doing what you were called to do. You are attracting the people who need what you have. The people who need that healing, the people who need that spiritual guidance, the people who need that intuition, the people that need that awakening, that illumination. You're attracting them. And it's causing you to thrive. I don't know whether, like me, whether this call is to something spiritual, any kind of spirituality that is part of this age of Aquarius. But it's like balance. It's like, with justice here, that balance, that equilibrium, that fairness, that... Talk to me, Spirit Team, about justice for Cancer for the third quarter of 2021. Thank you. We have, the Devil, Major Arcana, Capricorn energy. We have the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, and the Empress, Major Arcana, ruled by Venus. So the Devil, manipulation, control, codependency. Oh. Cancer, you may have had some people attached to you that were leeches, that were like vampires. Like, they suck the energy from you. They come to you to get that healing energy, to get that, that energy that makes them feel better. But they haven't changed. It's like they come and they dump on you because you are an empathic sign. And the energy, okay. Cancer is like the wisdom is like you're going to notice right off when people are using you just as garbage trash cans. They come to you and dump their shit on you and then leave once they are finished dumping their shit and they feel better. And then they come back and they come and dump some more shit on you, but they haven't changed. Like, they come and talk to you about whatever, and you give them advice and you tell them what to do, and they don't do it, and some more shit happens, and they come to you and dump on you the more shit. And so it's like, Cancer, you are learning, or your third eye is sharp, and you know now who people are when they come to you and what their motives and intentions are. You know whether they really want to be healed or whether they just really want to be heard and just dump shit on you, but don't have any intention of being heard. And it's like, Cancer, you are learning or have learned how to protect your energy, how to not let those people penetrate your peace, it's like you don't absorb it. You know what it is when it comes to you. And it's like, I won't say the shell of the crab, but it's like you have that protection over your heart where you know. It's like when you see what it is when it comes to you. And you know how to deal accordingly. And there, yes, the Empress. Abundance, success, fertility, visions being birthed. Cancer is like, you know what's real and what's not. You know people who are using you and who are not. That's that thriving. And that's also that being in solitude, where you come out with enlightenment and you see a thing for what it is. And if it's not for your highest good, you cut it off. If you know, if a person comes to you and they have all these issues and problems and they really want help and are really willing to do the change, you know that, and you walk with them and you stand by it. But if they're just there to use you as a goddamn garbage can to dump shit on you and then go on and never change, you see that too. And you know what to do with those people. You know what to do with them. It's like, you are not going to come here and just suck on my energy to make yourself feel better, but not change. It's like, ain't nobody got time for that. Talk to me about the King of Wands for Cancer, for the solitude and 5 and 3rd quarter. Thank you, 2021. Okay. So we have the 2 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Wow. So the King of Wands, he is very It's Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Very fiery, passionate, creative, goes after what he wants, magnetic, charismatic, very strategic, knows how to get a project done, okay? And the Two of Wands is you being at a crossroads, making a decision of should I stay or should I go. Every reading I've done today, this Two of Wands would come in. It's like you have to make a decision of should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go, it will be trouble. If I stay, it will be double. Okay. So it's like, do I stay in my comfort zone with what I know? And the thing about this particular card is there are rabbits, a deer, and birds in it. The person stands, there is, the rabbits are behind them. The deer is in the sunlight in front of them, and the birds are in the sky. The rabbits may represent fear and shyness, timidity. The deer is about independence, regeneration, and I say regeneration because the antlers on a deer, they are shed and regrown every year. And instinct, your intuition. So it's like, do I stay here with what I know, not growing, fearful of fulfilling my real call of what my soul desires? Or do I go towards independence? Do I go towards my instinct or intuition? The birds are about freedom. They're close to the heavens. Intuition, higher knowledge, harmony with others. And endings and new beginnings. Should I stay or should I go? Eight of Wands. Quickness, speed, velocity. Communication. Something coming in. Because all of these are wands. Passion, quickness, velocity, speed. It could also be about travel or about moving. And to me, this moving could be moving from where you are, security, stability, doing something that is not spiritually or emotionally fulfilling to you, staying there because of fear, when you feel like and know that you're called to something greater, or do you go? Queen of Wands. We have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. There's a couple right there. Solitude and Fire. Tell me about this Queen of Wands. She is very attractive, sensual, very go-getter as well. Fiery, passionate, confident. We have the High Priestess, Piscean and Cancer energy, major arcana, and the Eight of Swords. Cancer is like, you know what you're supposed to do. You know it. It's a fire burning in your belly. It's a fire burning in your belly. And you've got that intuition, that connection to spirit, that 5D connection. That's where you're comfortable. That's where you like to live. And that's where you get your wisdom. And that's how you can guide other people who don't have that relationship with spirit. But for some reason, you are in your head caught up about it because of security. Whatever you're doing day to day, whatever job you may have, whatever work you may be doing is providing you security. And you need that security. And so you're caught up in your head on whether I leave what I know, that make sure that I have a roof over my head and food in my belly, to do what I am called to do. High Priestess. I ain't being funny, but this is my business card. And on the front of my business card is the High Priestess. Piscean and Cancerian energy. Because I know that's what I'm called to be. And it wasn't easy to walk away from what security and whatever, but I know the divine has my back. That's my business card. Here's the back of it. It's got all the information on it. Here she is, High Priestess. Comfortable in the 5D and spirit, getting that wisdom and those nuggets and how to navigate in 3D. Here she is right here, passionate and confident and charismatic and drawing people to her. Yet you're still caught up in your head because of security and stability. Do you trust the divine or don't you? Do you trust when the divine called you up here, first quarter, judgment? The divine says, I called you to do this. Do you trust the divine spirit? That if you do what it has called you to do, that it will make sure that you are taken care of, or don't you? Do you think that you have more ability to take care of you than the divine? Do you? Fourth quarter, flow. Flow with the spirit. Flow, going with the flow, not necessarily knowing day to day. It's an adventure. When I left my job, people asked me what I was going to do, and I didn't tell them. I just said I'm going on an adventure. I'm going on an adventure, which is the Fool, which is the first card of the tarot. That's what I told them. I'm flowing with the divine for such a time as this. So let's see. Spirit team, what do you have for Cancer for flow? Okay. We have, the Nine of Pentacles. The Strength card, Major Arcana, Leo energy. And the World card, Major Arcana. A lot of divine energies here. The divine is in and up and all through this reading for you for 2021. There is a spiritual thing going out there, and the divine needs you to be in position to help manifest into the earth what it is that was put in you that the world needs. This Nine of Pentacles, she is self-sufficient, independent, stable financially. Flow. You flow with the spirit, you will be independent. You will be financially secure. You will be stable. You will be self-sufficient. So you don't have to worry about, I'm talking to myself too, okay. You don't have to worry about when you do what the divine has put you here to do. The divine, the angels, ancestors, your spirit guides will make sure that you are taken care of and sitting pretty. The Nine of Pentacles is pre-empress. The only difference, she's not married. She's usually single. It doesn't have to be a she either. This is the energy of the card, but it's a woman in the card, so I say she. Independent, self-sufficient, stable, able to do whatever she needs to do financially to make sure that she is okay. Strength, Leo energy. This is not just a Major Arcana. This is not just about brawn or whatever. This is inner strength. This is courage. This is bravery. This is valor. This is boldness in standing up in who you are. This is me. This is who I am. You may have been hiding it before. People may not even have known this side of you. But this is, ha, here I am. Loud and proud. Bold. Now let me help you heal yourself. Let me help you in this paradigm shift. The world, end of a cycle and a new beginning. Time to level up. Tests have been passed. Time to level up. You pass a test. When you were out there doing whatever it is that you do, for me it was banking, you got what you were supposed to get out of it. Now it's time to level up. It's time for a new beginning. It is time for a new beginning. It is time for your boldness, for people to see the spiritual strength that you have to help the collective. Whatever your sphere of influence is. Time for a change. It's the end of what you've been doing and a brand new beginning, Cancer. You may not know every step to take. You may not know all the answers. But we have majors all over this board, and the divine has got your back. It's got your back. Now you have free will to do whatever it is that you want to do. You have free will. I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. But what I am saying is that the divine is calling you. It's up to you whether you accept the call or not. What your soul wants, and you know that your soul wants to do. The divine, the angels, your ancestors are there to support you in doing this because the world needs it. Do you have the strength to walk the walk? Will you walk the walk? That is your decision. To flow with the divine, to flow with this new paradigm shift, to open yourself up to the divine for messages for people in your sphere of influence, or for the world, for the global community, because we're closer than ever now. Will you take that chance? That decision is up to you. And so, Cancer, if you haven't already, thumbs up the video for me, please. I so appreciate it. Hit that red subscribe button and make it brave for me, and I'd appreciate that too. It helps me so much. My links for all my social media, the Patreon, and everything is in the description box. I hope that you have a happy and safe new year, and that you stay safe out there in this pandemic, and that you take the time to go into hermit mode to see what Spirit is saying to you for such a time as this. So, Cancer, until we read again, peace and love.